Romania and the world. Diplomatically, Romania balances East and West. It is strongly tied to the EU and NATO, wary of Russia due to history, and closely linked with Moldova, considered its cultural twin. With Italy, Spain, and France, Romanians feel at home thanks to shared Latin roots. Conclusion. Romania is not just a place, it's an atmosphere. It is the land of castles and vampires, but also of universities, inventions, and festivals. It is a place where brown bears roam forests just hours away from modern cities, where peasants in Maromir still wear traditional clothing, and where legends of Strigoi are told as naturally as news headlines. It is Europe's mysterious cousin, Latin at heart, Balkan in soul, and universal in its charm. To visit Romania is to step into a storybook where myth and reality blur, and that is what makes it unforgettable. Romania, the land of legends, castles, and contrasts. Imagine Europe as one big family reunion. The Italians and Spaniards are the loud cousins telling jokes. The French show up in chic outfits. The Germans bring spreadsheets. And then, there's Romania, the mysterious relative who arrives with a bottle of homemade plum brandy, a pocket full of myths, and a story about a haunted forest. Nobody knows exactly what to expect, but everybody's intrigued. Romania is one of the most fascinating countries in Europe because it feels both familiar and otherworldly. It is Latin by language, Orthodox by religion, Balkan by geography, and Central European by architecture and tradition. It is a country of crossroads, shaped by empires, legends, invasions, and resilience. To understand Romania is to walk through history, myth, and modernity all at once. Where is Romania? Romania sits in southeastern Europe, where Central, Eastern, and Southern Europe overlap. It is bordered by 5 countries, Ukraine to the north and east, Moldova to the east, Bulgaria to the south, Serbia to the southwest, and Hungary to the west. To the southeast lies the Black Sea, Romania's window to the world. With an area of about 238,000 square kilometers, Romania is the 12th largest country in Europe, roughly the size of the United Kingdom. The population hovers around 19 million people, though it once peaked at 23 million before waves of emigration after the 1990s. The nation is divided into 41 counties plus the capital, Bucharest, which acts as its own county. But when people talk about Romania, they usually mean its 3 historic regions. Wallachia, Terra Romanisca, the southern plains, birthplace of many rulers including Vlad the Impaler. Moldavia, Moldova, the eastern hills and forests, land of monasteries and deep traditions. Transylvania, Ardeal, the mountainous heart, famous for castles, fortresses, and, of course, the Dracula myth. Each region has its own identity, dialect, cuisine, and folklore, yet all together they form Romania's soul. Cities and modern life. Bucharest is the capital, nicknamed Little Paris, in the 19th century for its boulevards and French-inspired architecture. Today, it's a mix of monumental communist-era buildings, buzzing nightlife, and quirky cafes. The colossal Palace of Parliament, the second largest administrative building in the world, looms over the city. Cluj-Napoca is the cultural hub of Transylvania, filled with students, art, and music. It's also the home of the Untold Festival, one of Europe's biggest electronic music events. Timișoara is known as the City of Roses, and was the first European city to use electric street lighting in 1884. It also ignited the revolution that ended communism in 1989. Iași in Moldavia is a historical center of education and literature, with Romania's oldest university and countless churches. Constanța, the Black Sea port, is a summer playground with beaches, Roman ruins, and the iconic seaside casino. Land of mountains, rivers, and the delta. Romania's geography is almost perfectly divided, about 1/3 mountains, 1/3 hills, and 1/3 plains. The Carpathian Mountains dominate the center, curving like a protective arc. Here lies Moldoviano Peak, the highest point at 2,544 meters. The Carpathians are home to Europe's largest populations of brown bears, wolves, and lynxes. To the south flows the Danube River, Europe's second longest river, forming Romania's border with Bulgaria before emptying into the Danube Delta. This delta is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Europe's most biodiverse wetland, home to over 300 bird species, wild horses, and unique flora. The country also boasts unusual natural wonders. Scarisora Ice Cave with its 3,500-year-old underground glacier. The Burka mud volcanoes, surreal bubbling craters in the middle of dry plains. The Apuseni Mountains, with hundreds of caves and underground rivers. The Retezat National Park, part of Europe's oldest protected areas. Castles, fortresses, and haunted places. If you love castles, Romania is paradise. The country has over 200 castles and fortresses, each with its own legend. Bran Castle is the world's Dracula Castle, though Bram Stoker never mentioned it in his book. Still, the association with Vlad the Impaler fuels Romania's spookiest brand. Corvin Castle in Hunedoara is a Gothic masterpiece, once belonging to the powerful Hunyadi family. Hellas Castle in Sinaia is a fairy tale royal residence built in the 19th century, filled with Renaissance, Moorish, and Baroque designs. But Romania's eeriness doesn't end with castles. The Hoia Forest is dubbed the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, famous for paranormal sightings and unexplained clearings. The Witches' Pond near Bucharest is feared even by animals, and villages in Maramureș whisper tales of spirits and strigoi, restless undead said to rise from their graves. People and identity. Romanians often describe themselves as a Latin island in a Slavic sea. Their language, Romanian, is the closest living language to Latin, though it includes words from Slavic, Turkish, Greek, Hungarian, and German influences. This mix makes it unique, half familiar to Italians and Spaniards, half mysterious to outsiders. The population is about 88% Romanian. 6% Hungarian, especially the Sakeli in Transylvania, who proudly preserve their identity and language. 3% Roma, Gypsy, with rich musical traditions but also facing social challenges. Small minorities of Germans, Ukrainians, Serbs, and others. Most Romanians belong to the Eastern Orthodox Church, one of the strongest cultural pillars. But religion mixes with folklore, garlic against evil, charms for fate, and even official taxes on witches and fortune tellers. Traditions and festivals. Romanian life is full of rituals. Martisar, March 1st, a spring festival where people exchange red and white strings as good luck charms. Dragobete, February 24th, a traditional love holiday, sometimes called the Romanian Valentine's Day. Christmas and Easter, celebrated with carols, masks, and unique foods like cozonac, sweet bread. Bride kidnapping, during weddings, the bride may be stolen by friends, and the groom must pay a funny ransom. Food and wine. Romanian cuisine is hearty, rustic, and flavorful. Some highlights. Sarmale, cabbage rolls stuffed with pork and rice. Mamaliga, cornmeal porridge, similar to polenta. Maisai, mititii, grilled minced meat rolls, beloved at barbecues. Ciorba, sour soups with vegetables, meat, or tripe. Papanasi, fried or boiled donuts with sour cream and jam. Romania is also one of the world's oldest wine-producing regions, with vineyards dating back over 6,000 years. It often ranks among the top 15 wine producers globally. History in a nutshell. Ancient times, inhabited by the Dacians, later conquered by the Romans, 106 AD, who left language and culture. Middle Ages, split into Wallachia, Moldavia, and Transylvania, often vassals of the Ottomans, Austrians, or Hungarians. 19th century, Wallachia and Moldavia united in 1859 to form modern Romania. Transylvania joined after World War I in 1918. 20th century, briefly a monarchy, then occupied by Soviets after World War II. Under Nicolae Ceausescu, Romania endured one of Europe's harshest communist regimes until the 1989 revolution. Today, Romania is a democracy, a member of NATO and the EU since 2007, rapidly modernizing while keeping strong ties to tradition.